My girlfriend let me sleep with her friend who was already taken? I, 34 male, have been with my girlfriend, 39 female, for almost 6 years. We were friends for years before that. We have a non-monogamous relationship. I don't say poly because we don't have multiple relationships, and the term open often gives the wrong connotation. So non-mon fits the bill. Either way, we are committed to each other, but sometimes have spicy sleep with other people. By the way, this comes from Throwaway 1856, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I should note that I am naturally non-monogamous. I knew from my teen years that I did not enjoy the jealousies and spicy related prison feelings of monogamous relationships. Since then, I've been very honest about my feelings towards anyone who may be a potential partner. Current girlfriend, who we'll call Laura, was hesitant at first. This was her first foray into anything open. I would never coerce or browbeat anyone to be in something they don't want to be in. But she eagerly decided to give it a try. We eased in gently. We set up specific rules and boundaries, as many non-mon couples do. Some of the basics: protection, protection, protection! Always be honest with each other. No friends, family, co-workers on either side. No helping others to cheat, i.e. no sleeping with married, partnered peeps unless they have a similar arrangement. There are others, but those are pertinent. We had no issues until fairly recently. A couple of years ago, Laura got a new co-worker we'll call Jill. Jill quickly became a good friend to both of us and hung out with the friend group. When Jill learned that we are non-mon, she approached me one day after a few drinks to test the waters. I shut her down quickly but respectfully, as both friend and coworker rules would be broken. She took it well and didn't bring it up again. I also told Laura, who let me know Jill said something to her too. At least a year went by and it doesn't become a deal. Last year, Laura had a work function in another state. Right before she left, Jill lost her job. The both of us consoled her for days before Laura had to go. Once she landed and got to her hotel, she called. I told her that I was hanging out with her friends that night. Jill's name came up. Before long, Laura said I should help her have a nice weekend. Soon, she got much more explicit about what she meant. I tried to explain what a bad idea that would be, especially with her vulnerable. Laura was insisting I at least consider it. After a long conversation, I told her I would. I knew that the smartest thing to do at this point would be just agree with Laura, but actually do nothing. Later in the day, I see friends along with Jill, and after a bit, we end up alone. Yeah, I know. I bring up what Laura said, I know, and she seemed shocked. Says she had to think about it. No issue, of course, but after some time and a few drinks, another side of Jill comes out. Long story short, we end up at her place. I know. We basically had ourselves an unclothed weekend. I know. Truth is, I thought it all turned out fine at first. Jill and I were safe and had a good talk about expectations and our future friendships. We left that weekend with a great understanding and respect. Laura gets home and we continue our lives just as before. Jill gets a new job and a nice boyfriend named Mark, who I had met before through friends. She says that they got together not long after our weekend. We all got along well and hang out constantly. Yesterday, crap got effed. Mark came over as I was home alone, and I could tell he was off. I let him inside, and before long, he asked what happened between Jill and me. I knew this could always be a possibility, as I couldn't just tell him before, "Oh, hey, I slept with your girlfriend last year, by the way." But I figured Jill would say something eventually if they got more serious. So I laid it out for him, letting him know that, of course, it was before he and Jill were together. He got pissed at me and lets me know that's not true. Shows me messages. Come to find out, he was right. He and Jill officially got together a few weeks before Laura was out of town. I felt gutted. Mark could tell that I didn't know and that this bothered me, so he doesn't seem to be pissed at me now. More than anything, both of us are livid at Jill. He lets me know that they won't make it and that he doesn't think we'll be friends anymore. I don't like it, but I understand. I called Jill after, demanding an explanation. I get a tearful apology, but then later comments like, "At least we gotta have our fun, right?" I'm disgusted and angry, so when Laura got home, I just hung up. We sat down and I started to explain it all to her. But her reaction wasn't what I expected. I realized she knew. I asked her, and to her credit, she quickly confirmed. She effing knew Jill was with someone when I slept with her. Now I'm in tears. She tries to console me, saying that she thought it would be okay since we're open. She'd never used the word before, and Jill was going through a rough patch. She actually told me, I wanted you to do it, then she always liked you, and I knew only you could give her what she really needed. I lost my crap. Screamed at her. She looked genuinely scared. She started crying and trying to talk me down, but I feel so betrayed. I left and went to another friend's house. I consider him a good friend, but he's not as close with the rest of the previously mentioned friend group. He's always been great emotional support for me over the years. He offered a bed for the night, and I told him and his wife what happened. Their reaction was the knockout I didn't need. They basically said I should expect this with my type of lifestyle. His wife practically scoffed, saying the word. It made me feel like a victim that got blamed for wearing a skirt. I left there, and now I'm on a hotel bed in my own hometown. I've got dozens of missed calls and texts from everyone mentioned in this story, plus a few more. I haven't returned any. I called off work. I've eaten one bag of crackers in the last 24 hours. I'm still wearing the same clothes I had on when Mark came over. I don't know what to do. I feel like I've lost a girlfriend and 3 good friends yesterday. Obviously, I wish I never slept with Jill. Things like this are exactly why we have these dang rules in the first place. But why can't any of them, except maybe Mark, see how betrayed I am? But why can't any of them, except maybe Mark, see how betrayed I feel? In fact, I wish Laura had gone and screwed 50 guys and tried to cover it up, then do what she did. She made me the effing cheater. I don't think I want to end 6 years over this. I think you have to. But it will not be easy to forgive. I don't know how to even look at Jill anymore. The rest of our friends, I'm sure they know now. Several of them have reached out, but I haven't answered. Will they think anything other than we're all getting what we deserve for being non-mon heathens or whatever? Comment 1 says, I'll be honest, I don't think you ended 6 years over this. She did. If she can so easily break one of your ground rules, then she can break all of them and probably is. I'm sorry, but I don't think you can come back from this. In non-mon relationships, trust and rules are what make it work, and she has broken both. Sorry you lost friends, but I think the girlfriend can go. Comment 2, my guy, I suspect she had broken some of those rules herself already, and encouraging you to was a way to make herself feel better. Yeah. Comment 3, as someone who is not familiar with your kind of lifestyle, I don't think that your friends are trying to be a-holes by saying what they said. I would think that a situation like this may be likely not because you would seek out people in a relationship to sleep with, but because plenty of taken people lie and cheat with third parties by saying they're single. I don't know your friends, but they must care about you since they offered you a place to stay when you needed it. You don't need to keep pushing everyone away and dodging everyone's phone calls. You were betrayed by your girlfriend and Jill, but you don't need to seclude yourself away from everyone else because they don't fully understand your relationship. Also, don't beat yourself up over what happened. You were clearly used, and the person who had the most reason to hate you already acknowledged that you were not at fault. Yeah, that's a great point. Mark doesn't blame you.